St. Augustine will surprise you the second you think you've got it figured out. Beneath the charm and the beaches, it's a city that is rapidly shifting, and those changes can completely shape what it feels like to live here. One block, you're under oak trees and coquina walls in Lincolnville, feeling like you've stepped back in time. 10 minutes later, you're looking for parking on the beach at A Street, and next you're driving through a new construction development that just popped up out of nowhere. That's the thing about this place. Just when you think you know it, it throws you something new. Some people move here for the history, others for the ocean, and now more than ever for the flexibility to work from anywhere. The real question is, do you know which version of St. Augustine actually fits your life? Because choosing the wrong version of the city could cost you more than you think. Here's the thing about St. Augustine. It will charm you, frustrate you, and surprise you all in the same afternoon. One minute you're rolling past the ocean on A1A, the next you're sweating it out in a construction zone or dodging trolleys downtown. That's the trade-off. The city has layers, and if you're thinking about moving here, you need to know which one you're actually signing up for. And right now, new neighborhoods and cultural shifts are stepping into the spotlight, reshaping the map in ways you can't ignore. St. Augustine isn't just growing, it's reinventing itself. Every street tells a story, and neighborhoods today can feel completely different from what you remember. Downtown, new coffee shops are opening, tourists still crowd the sidewalk, and the energy shifts block by block. A few minutes away on Magnolia Street, it still hums with history. But a half an hour out west in Wilcott Village, it's all manicured lawns, new townhome apartment buildings going up, and golf carts rolling to the community pool. But in West St. Augustine, it's alive with new energy. Breweries, boutique shops, and murals splashed across brick walls. Festivals downtown mix old and new. Nights of Lights still dazzle, while the Celtic Festival and monthly art walk turns the streets into a celebration. Suburbs have their own rhythm too. Food truck nights in Palencia, sourdough stands in St. Augustine South, neighbors trading homegrown tomatoes. That's the thing here. It's layers. Old streets explain why people first fell in love with St. Augustine. New neighborhoods and cultural hubs explain why people stay, and why so many remote workers and creatives are making this home. Now, if you're trying to figure out where you fit, Lincolnville, Wilcott Village, or somewhere in between, you don't have to guess. I'm Kim Devlin, and my team lives this every day. So when you're ready to explore and find your spot, all my info is in the description below. Reach out and we'll help you land in the right neighborhood. St. Augustine isn't just about streets and buildings, it's about the pace of life. And while it's still the same charming tourist-driven town, the way people live here has been shifting. On weekdays, you'll see locals tucked into cafes with laptops, but the backdrop is still cobblestone streets, horse-drawn carriages, and trolleys packed with visitors. The city hums with new energy. Young professionals and creatives joining a community that was once a quiet tourist spot. Historic neighborhoods are adapting. Magnolia Avenue stays quiet in the mornings except for joggers and cyclists. Downtown porches are more likely to host rocking chairs and workstations, but every so often, you'll find someone sipping a coffee on a Zoom call while surrounded by tourists snapping photos. Out in Wilcott Village and Palencia, it's families mixing school schedules, sports runs, and occasional golf cart rides to the pool. Lifestyle here isn't just about work. It's about how people spend their days, even when they are working. A lunch break fishing on the river, fitting in the Wednesday farmers market around remote work schedules, and food trucks becoming lunch spots for business meetings. So here's a fun question for you. If you could pick your perfect St. Augustine day, which neighborhood would you wake up in? Would it be historic streets with cobblestones, peacocks wandering past your porch, or a modern suburb with open offices and short golf cart rides to the community pool? Drop your answer in the comments. I want to see where your vibe lands. Because neighborhood demand now comes down to lifestyle and practicality. Historic streets with walkable charm compete with newer communities offering modern layouts and strong internet. The ones that can deliver a little of both are the ones people want most. Think moving to St. Augustine is all about charming streets and ocean views? Not so fast. The cost here can sneak up on you before you even get the keys. That $450,000 historic bungalow in Lincolnville? Sure, the porch has character, but higher city taxes and pricier insurance are part of the package. Downtown might look perfect on paper, but factor in limited parking, metered streets, and constant shuffle with tourists. Out in Wilcott Village or Palencia, families love the larger homes, but they also deal with CDD fees, HOA rules, and higher utility costs to keep that big home cool all summer. But here's the thing, hidden affordability exists if you know where to look. West St. Augustine renovations can qualify for tax credits. Certain areas on Anastasia Island qualify for reduced flood insurance. Plus, there are energy-efficient utility programs that shave hundreds off annual bills. The right guidance turns these surprises into opportunities so clients can find savings that make their budget stretch further than they imagined. One of the biggest surprises I see, buyers fall in love with the historic district only to get hit with a flood insurance jump that blows the budget. The flip side, choosing a different street or home that already went through the renovations can turn what feels like a setback into a win. All of these cost surprises aren't just numbers, they influence lifestyle, neighborhood choice, and long-term planning. You might not notice it at first, but St. Augustine is changing in ways most people overlook. Flood zones are shifting. Hurricane prep has become part of every year planning, and updated building codes are reshaping how homes are priced, insured, and valued. If you drive down Anastasia Boulevard during a king tide, you'll see the roadways are sitting a little higher with water, storm drains working over time, and seawalls reinforced to keep the water at bay. In Lincolnville, those charming historic homes often have new roofs, impact-rated windows, or raised foundations that quietly meet modern code. And here's where it gets interesting. Some neighborhoods now carry hidden advantages. Homes in West St. Augustine that were rebuilt or retrofitted for resilience often qualify for lower flood insurance. Out in Palencia and World Golf Village, they benefit from improved drainage systems, keeping streets drier in heavy summer storms. Buyers who understand these details avoid costly surprises and sometimes gain a resale edge down the road. Resilience isn't just about storm prep, it's tied to lifestyle. Families can enjoy marsh-side walks without dealing with flooded sidewalks. Remote workers don't lose power every time a thunderstorm rolls in. Even downtown, history and infrastructure upgrades are starting to work hand in hand, proof that preservation and progress can coexist. At the end of the day, resilience here isn't just about safety, it's about protecting value, planning ahead, and choosing neighborhoods that stay livable no matter what the weather brings. In St. Augustine, transportation isn't just about getting around, it's shaping where people settle, how neighborhoods expand, and the pace of everyday life. On US 1 at rush hour, cars stack up bumper to bumper. And forget about Route 16 and Passetti Road in World Golf Village when school lets out, it is absolutely gridlock. Families and commuters feel it every day. Parents in Palencia juggle school drop-offs and commutes while freelancers heading downtown for a meeting factor in parking or traffic on the Bridge of Lions. Even short trips matter. Crossing the bridge from Anastasia Island to run errands or getting to the beach all play into how neighborhoods live. So quick question, if you could fix one part of your St. Augustine commute, what would it be? A faster drive on US 1, safer bike lanes, or easier beach access? Drop it in the comments. I want to see what tops your list. Because these transportation realities ripple into real estate. It affects your daily life, which is why we are seeing more road construction to keep up with the new growth. St. Augustine isn't standing still, it's shifting fast. And development, lifestyle, affordability, climate prep, transportation, they're all stacking up and reshaping what it feels like to live here. West St. Augustine is pulling attention with more affordable homes and the opportunity for tax incentives, which is turning overlooked streets into smart buys. Palencia isn't just about golf anymore, it's families and remote workers settling in with fiber internet and easy access. Lincolnville still has porch culture at its core, but now you'll see elevated homes and updates that meet modern codes. These aren't random changes, they're the signals. Areas once too far out are getting hotter as access improves. Stronger construction isn't just a safeguard, it's a selling point. And neighborhoods that mix culture, walkability, and modern updates, they're the ones setting the pace. Which brings it back to you. What does this mean? If you're thinking about making St. Augustine home, what areas are you finding to feel most like home? The market doesn't wait. Neighborhoods are changing, and waiting or guessing could cost you the right fit at the right price. That's where my team comes in. We help clients navigate these changes every day, and we'd love to help you too. Our information is linked in the description. Now, I want to hear from you. What's the one change in St. Augustine that surprised you most? Drop it in the comments. And if you're ready to keep exploring, a link to my relocation guide is in the description, and I've got a playlist packed with neighborhood tours, lifestyle, and insider tips. Tap it and keep watching. You'll see why St. Augustine is one of the most exciting places to call home. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.